a tasting of a group of wines to set our palate, to give a frame of reference before we set on the week. Because we're doing 4 wineries in 3 days, so 12 wineries, it's a lot, you know, so.
We are at the 43rd parallel north that literally just cuts halfway Montalcino appellation, or I should say municipality. We're surrounded by 4,100 hectares of vineyards.
Spero che per voi sia una bella esperienza.
And now, please follow Carlotta over the Temple of Brunello.
Just completed day 1, and I'm so excited to have started out our day with Master of Wine, Italy's first Master of Wine, Gabriele Gorelli. We tasted through 12 wines, Rosso Montalcino, Brunello, and Brunello Reserva, to get our understanding and put our feet into the soil and understand the whole territory. It was a great overview, and now we're ready for our first adventure day to go see 4 cantina, and I can't wait to talk about those 4 cantina.
Together with Palmucci and Gambelli, you know, to create Poggio di Sotto. We still have, you know, these people working with us and trying to maintain, you know, the Poggio di Sotto original style.
Altesino was one of the historic landmarks of Montalcino area because that villa there is a villa from the 1300s. So that's why you have a lot of fruits. 22 was a very dry and very hot year, and a lot of the big red fruits come out, and that's why you have this difference.
Clemente used for the very first time the word Brunello to describe its wine. Brunello 2017 and Reserva 2016 have been released on 1st of March.
one we produced just 2,000 bottles in 2018.
So we've just completed our second day. We started our day with an icon of Montalcino, Poggio di Sotto in the southwest. We saw our first glance of Mount Amiata, which is one of the most important geological features here in Montalcino. After our visit to Poggio di Sotto, we drove north and went to Caparzo and also Altazino, two other historic properties within the Montalcino appellation, and we got to see the difference between the north and the southwest. After lunch, which was delicious, we drove down to Biandi Santi, the progenitor, the father, the mother, the everything of Montalcino. The Biandi Santi family created an icon, not just for Italian wine, but for the world of wine in general. Absolutely stunning visit. And finally, we ended our day at Poggiolandi, up in Tavernelle, which is in the northeast of the appellation. There we also experienced the wines of Podere Brizio, and side by side got to see the difference between the northeast and the south, and really got to explore and start to understand where each of the territories in this area create such a beautiful combination to show Sangiovese in a very specific and unique, and most importantly, Brunello-like way, to really understand the genesis, the birth, and the evolution of Montalcino as an appellation.
Castello Romitorio was founded in 1985. We're the 42nd winery in Montalcino. Today we have about 200 in Montalcino. We'll start with the 15.
Welcome to San Polo. With this kind of soil, sometimes, especially if you go with the tractor, the soil tends to compact.
Brunello spends 3 years, Rosso spends 2 years, and then we make an IGT called Troncone, which spends a little bit less than 1 year.
Okay, good. All right. I'll meet you there. Yeah. Sosta. Okay, we gotta go.
Welcome, explain you more about the soil that is the protagonist here of Argiano. Classic Brunello is aged here for about 2 years and a half.
Today was an amazing giro around Montalcino. We started in the west with Castello Romitorio, high above, forests all around, and these beautiful island vineyards. We got to experience the freshness of Sangiovese in this one very specific climactic area of Montalcino. After that, we headed southwest to San Polo, an iconic producer owned by one of the most iconic women in all of wine, Marilisa Allegrini, and got to explore the warmth and richness in this vineyard that 365 degrees of the appellation, north, south, east, and west, with Mount Amiata, with the ocean. You could see everything, and you could feel the warmth of the sun in the wines. It was really, really unique, beautiful experience. Also had an amazing lunch. Best tiramisu I've ever had in my life. Then we visited Argiano, one of the most iconic and historic estates with a beautiful medieval castle, and we experience the energy and beauty and depth of what Sangiovese has to offer. So again, another day of really immersing ourselves in the idea of what Montalcino is, its future, learning its past and seeing its present, and couldn't be more excited and overwhelmed by what this region has to offer.
The purpose of Brunello di Montalcino, it's when we release a young wine. We need 5 years because the wine needs 1 year before start to become drinkable, I mean at the beginning of its life. So there is not a conception of aging, but there is a conception of refinement.
Welcome. This is dated between the 16th and 17th century. We remain about an average of 10 producers to do Moscatel di Montalcino.
The evolution of the wine in the two different barrels is a totally different quantity of oxygen inside, different thickness. Fresh cherry, flower, roses.
Nice to meet you and welcome to Piombaia. Biodynamic is agriculture to made for have high quality life to the plants and to have high quality grapes.
Day 4, sadly our last day, but we crisscrossed the appellation again, starting with Canalicchio Sopra in the north, exploring the single vineyards, 2 unique vineyard sites, one Montosoli, one closer to Canalicchio, understanding how soil difference really impacts the flavor of Sangiovese in this region when the wines are made equally. After that, we drove down south to the iconic and American-owned producer Banfi, an estate that has helped change, reform, and done a lot of research to help Sangiovese and its understanding for the region as a whole, not even just Montalcino, but all of Tuscany and regions that grow Sangiovese. After we visited Banfi, we went back up north to Fuligni, a historic estate with an old noble family that showed us kind of one of the first signatories to the Consortio, so giving us the history of how the group came together and what it means to be a member of the Consortio and what the idea of Montalcino means to them and the place in the world of wine. And then finally we went to the small biodynamic farm Piombaya and experienced what kind of a true garden is like within this oasis of a Garden of Eden that is Montalcino, and how their movements within the vineyard and the energy that they create with their wines produces such a unique and expressive version of Sangiovese. It's been an amazing, thoughtful experience that I think all of us in the group, and especially me, will take away for the rest of our lives and want to continue to explore and peel back the layers that is and will always be Montalcino, to learn more and to share it with the people that we love.
Siamo arrivati alla fine di questi 3 giorni importanti. Bravi.
Grazie davvero.